Hello viewers, today I will show you how to generate SPWM signal with an Arduino, then how to use that to make a sine wave inverter. Now what is SPWM? When the duty cycle of a PWM signal changes with amplitude of a sine wave or vice versa, then that PWM signal is called SPWM. SPWM stands for sinusoidal PWM, that is sinusoidal pulse width modulation. To generate SPWM in Arduino, we should know the basic property of a sine wave. Once generated, 20 kHz SPWM signal looks like this. After inverting with a H bridge, it looks like this. And after that, if we use a low pass filter, we will get the sine wave. Then we just need a transformer to step up the voltage. Input voltage should be chosen according to your desired output and transformer turn ratio. To generate high frequency PWM, we need to configure the resistors of Atmega 328P chip directly. Using traditional software coding approach will not be sufficient. We are going to use the timer 1 of Arduino Uno, which is only 16-bit timer. For the advanced learner, I recommend to go through the datasheet of the chip, especially the timer sections. If we use the software or coding approach to dynamically calculate the value of the sine wave, the latency will be higher and the delay will be higher. So we need to keep the delay of program execution as low as possible. For that, I store the values of the corresponding duty cycles in lookup arrays. I use two arrays, one for positive half cycle, one for negative half cycle. Each array has almost 200 non-zero values. That means we are dividing 180 degree in 200 steps. And we are adding 200 more zero values to keep the positive half cycle off when negative half cycle is on, and vice versa. In the setup section, we are configuring the resistor with 8-bit binary values, which I am not going to explain because it requires some prerequisite knowledge. After configuring timer counter control resistor, we configure timer interrupt mask. This will trigger the interrupt internally. We don't need to use any hardware interrupt or any external interrupt. Then we configured input capture resistor 1 with 800, which is a wavelength or maximum duty cycle of 20 kHz SPWM signal. As this is the maximum duty cycle, we will use this as an amplitude of sine wave to calculate the SPWM values in the lookup array. If we divide the clock speed of the crystal used in Arduino Uno with 20 kHz, we will get this value. That is 16 MHz divided by 20 kHz will return 800. Then again, if we divide 20 kHz by 400, we will get the 50 Hz. So our final target is 50 Hz sine wave. That's why we need 400 samples per cycle. Then we enable the interrupts and took the outputs from pin number 9 and pin number 10, which corresponds to the timer 1. Nothing in the loop. Then when timer overflows and the timer interrupt mask triggers the interrupt, then we come to this interrupt service routine. Then based on the value of index I, we configure different value from lookup array to the output compare register. So we are configuring both output compare register at the same time with the value from the positive half cycle and negative half cycle. That's why we added the zero values in one array to complement the non-zero value in other. After running 400 times, that is completing one cycle, the index value will be initialized to 0 again. Then the cycle will repeat. You may be wondering how I got the values used in the array. Actually, we can easily generate the values using the spreadsheet. Idea is for every 0.9 degree increment, we will calculate the value of the sine with 800 amplitude. If we divide 180 by 200, we will get 0.9. That means for one half cycle, we are using 200 samples. Here we are calculating the absolute degree value after each step. Then we are converting the degree to the radian because the formula in Excel spreadsheet works in radian. Then calculating the values using sine formula and 800 as amplitude, rounding the values as we need the integers, and checking if we got the maximum amplitude on 90 degrees, and finally concatenating the values to have the final array with separator. I used semicolon as separator, otherwise Excel will consider it as a one number. Then using the notepad, I am just finding and replacing the semicolon with comma. Then we'll have the active 200 values for half cycle. After uploading the code, I want to make sure that we are having the sine wave before putting in to high voltage, high power application. To get the sine wave from SPWM, I used a RC low pass filter and observed the frequency on oscilloscope, and it shows that it's around 50 Hz. Then I put the signal to a small edge bridge which I use for stepper motor, and hooked up a transformer to scale up the voltage and got my desired output. I could run low power light, fan, mobile charger, but not without overloading my small edge bridge. So I needed a heavy edge bridge. I tried to make my own, but I found the driver IC a bit expensive. With that price I can get a ready-made edge bridge driver. So I got this from Amazon and started testing with that. So this bridge has 43 amp capacity, which is a lot more than what I need. So I can run multiple appliances at same time. I found the final output little bit distorted on new edge bridge, which was very good on my low power small one. And another thing is I haven't used the proper low pass filter, which should be a proper LC filter like this. As I am not using any feedback and voltage compensation, that's why I am losing some regulation. So if you want to use the automatic voltage compensation, then I am sharing the idea, and you may try to incorporate the dynamic frequency adjustment as well. If you like this video, please subscribe. Thanks for your time.